again, ladies and gentlemen, JCI members and friends. Welcome to Evening Tonight special edition. Basically, Malaysia economy and many of us have been affected by this COVID-19 pandemic. And today, we are very, very honored to have a member from JCI Perai, and he is going to share with us on some tips on how to survive during this difficult period of time. So this session is going to be conducted in two languages, in English and in Mandarin. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave your question in the comments below, and then we will try to address your questions as the session proceeds. Okay, so I wouldn't want to waste time. I'll be handing over this segment to our moderator today, Lee Jiajun, to take over the session. Over to you, JQ.
Hello, everybody. I'm JQ here.
Hi, JQ.
We have a special sharing guest, Kenny, here with us. And Kenny, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Kenny. I'm representing Travel Malaysia. So yes, myself is a JCI member, part of the JCI chapter on Perai. So basically, through the pandemic, a lot of people is actually affected. So with or without direct impact, right? So some of the household were actually down in terms of income. Some of it is actually affected that their work is no longer required or is no longer available. So they still have their so-called commitment to actually repay. Of course, currently with the bank moratorium in place, but there is still a lot of things that is daily expenses need to be done. So yeah, it is a pandemic that is unfortunate. So yeah, JQ.
Okay, can you share with us what is the peer-to-peer car sharing?
So yeah, basically travel is part of a peer-to-peer car sharing economy. So peer-to-peer car sharing as itself is actually a marketplace where a host and a user connect in the marketplace. So when I say the host, right, a Malaysian who actually owns a car that is less than 10 years old, they are actually eligible to host their car into the platform and setting a remarkable rate to be booked, and a user actually going through vetting of our background in order to become our member, so they can actually book our host car. So that is how a peer-to-peer car sharing model is in Malaysia.
Oh, yeah, that's the concept. So in current pandemic, fellow Malaysian is working from home. Every household, in general, you own at least one car. So how to convert cars from liabilities to asset?
Yes, JQ, thank you for bringing up the point of liability. You are absolutely correct. Because in traditional accounting perspective, cars is a liability. If you go to any accountant, they will tell you cars is a liability. So how does it work to converting into an asset? So put it into accounting terms again. Asset means it generates income, right? So traditionally, you wanted to generate income from your car. There's only one way, is to sell off the car, right? Is either you settle with your bank and you still have some, I would say, additional out of the settlement, then it become your income lah. But in short, it is still a depreciation asset lah. So how we actually convert it is, you are putting up your car in the platform where travel is actually a marketplace. So the car will be actually prepared in the value of times a sum insured. So our calculation is basically 0.28% of the insured of your car. So put it into example of 40,000 cars and the insured value of 40,000 cars. So in short, 0.28 out of the 40,000 cars will be roughly giving you an income about booking rate 120 ringgit, roughly plus minus. Okay, so that will become additional income for you when someone book your car. So in short, put it into scenario where your cars is actually being across 1 year and being booked by almost 100 trips or 100 booking, right? So depends on the length of the booking as well. Then typically you will earn from the car itself, where roughly about 11 to 12,000 after the platform fee. So that is some additional income for the household.
Oh, so the concept is like what we say in Chinese is like 共享 like 共享汽车。
那共享经济体就是sharing economy 哦，就是今天如果我有一个 resources， 就是我的车是我的 resources 嘛，这样。So 当然我分享出去过后，基本上我会有 income 进来。So 这个 concept 如果 to relate to 全部人的话呢 ，Airbnb 是很容易被知道这个词 Airbnb， 所以我们 translate 进来的话就是 Airbnb for car 咯。
Alright, thank you. From online research, the B2B car sharing concept started from US. When was it developed in Malaysia?
So you're right. Basically, P2P car sharing, right, was back in US since 2009. It was actually launched. So in Malaysia, we launched in 2019. So typically, for a startup, I would say it is relatively new in Malaysia with a 2 years old, roughly about stepping into 2 years old. So the marketplace was grown from zero car to now was across the whole Malaysia in travel platform is across 4,700 marks of hosts already of cars. Yeah.
Wow. So which means it's a quite big market in future in Malaysia.
I would say every year we are seeing a significant of a fold. From year 2019 to year 2020 with the pandemic hit. So basically, we see a huge jump on our host community as well as our user base community. We was actually a double fold. Yeah.
Okay. Since everyone owns a car, why should they rent a car from hosts?
True. I think Malaysians love to buy cars. This is undeniable facts, I would say. So the most important part is everyone owns a car where it is actually needed for their daily drive. But in a certain occasion, such as you want to go for family trips, it doesn't make sense for you to actually buy a car for just the family trips. So in the travel platform, right, today you can actually book the car in your community. So perhaps, example, JQ, you and I were staying in the same community, right? Maybe in the same condo. So I actually possess a Myvi. So in short, I want to bring my family to a beach site. So to actually explore the sunset together. So it makes no sense where I have a family of 6 with my parents, right? I would actually fit my whole family in one small car. So in a short way, I just need to turn on my travel apps and I can just search the nearby cars in my desired requirements, such as example MPV, and then 7-seaters. So I can just pick it according to the range of my budgets, so I can book it straight away.
Because maybe some of us may ask, how does it relate to car advertising? Like, what sometimes we can see some cars, they have a sticker or maybe the advertising sticker on their car. So is it any related?
So technically, car advertising industry, right, is for people to earn money through car advertising. So yes, it's income from car as well. But in order for you to make your income from that car advertising industry, right, technically you need to drive a lot. So most probably a lot of EHealing drivers is actually participate into that economy. So they can take up additional like car advertising on top of their EHealing. So yeah, to relate back to travel or P2P car sharing, right? So basically, you do not need to drive your own car in order for you to make income. So 很多人就是觉得说，我需要开着车，我才能从车赚钱嘛。So 这个是一个很I think 这前3-4年人家大多数的 concept， EHealing 的 concept 就是我必须要驾10多个小时，我才会有 income。So 或者是我从 car advertising 我需要驾10多个小时，因为它是 pay per 你的 kilometer 的，你驾多远，你驾多久，它才会 pay 你那个income。So for travel 的 concept 就是今天你的车会有一个booking value， so 人家 book 你的车，你就会有 income out of it， 你不需要驾了。
所以这就是我们可以所说的passive income 被动性收入。
对，这个是一个很好的 generate on passive income 了。对。
Okay, sounds so interesting. So is everyone allowed to book from the host? Is there any terms and conditions?
Good questions. So basically, whoever owns a PDL, sorry, not PDL, CDL, confirmed driving license in Malaysia, then who actually from a foreigner or expatriate, right, who actually owns an international driving license, technically they can. So the next level is we don't accept for peer-to-peer car sharing, especially in travel, right? We don't accept P license because there's a certain criteria is P is still in training. So we need to have a complete driving license in order to be participate in our member. So that's one of it. Then the second of it is actually you doesn't have a demerit point from JPJ. So our backend system is actually connect it with JPJ API to vet through how is your track record lah. You know, as a fellow Malaysian, you actually if you actually happen to have a accident, then if it's your fault, then there's a demerit point in your JPJ's driving license. So if there is a specific driving license demerit point, then your members will not be actually passed through. It will be get rejected in short. Yeah.
Oh, so you mean you have your own system to add to before to be the host or before to be the to book the car from your platform. You have a system to filter.
Yeah. Our system is called KYC. So it's an acronym for Know Your Customer. So basically, we have a step of processes to vet through all our user base that they are actually eligible and also proven to be a good customers. Yeah. Because we need to protect our hosts as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. If I'm an e-hailing driver now, can I join this platform, or which platform is more profitable for me?
Yes. If you are currently e-hailing driver, right? So it is easier for you to relate into this business because you already make use of your car to earn income from it. So we welcome e-hailing drivers. Basically, we have almost near to 1,000 cars they are coming from e-hailing industry. Because why? First thing, like my previous mention, right? If you are actually driving e-hailing and you stop for the particular day as a rest day, technically you have no income. So we actually offered to those e-hailing drivers and says, hey, turn on your availability. So when someone actually book your car for the particular day, that will become your off day. So in short, you have a rest day with an income. So if you are just purely driving on e-hailing, right? So if you're stopped driving, technically you won't have any income at the rest day lah. Yeah. So to relate to your second questions, where which platform is more profitable, right? So I need to relay this message to everyone, the user as well. Travel is not a platform that can make you super rich, like, scheme cepat kaya. No. So technically, right, we are a platform that actually able to help you to offset your higher purchase load by just merely sharing about 6 to 7 days, right, to the users who actually book your car. Your car's installment is basically will be offset about 90% already. So how cool is it? Imagine today you just need to actually, share with someone for 1 week, and your car is practically free for the whole month. So that is something that is very cool, and a lot of younger generation, right, is actually opting into this concept. And which platform, to relay back, which platform is more profitable? I would say both platforms will be beneficial to car owner in Malaysia.
All right, maybe some of us may have some question like, is the host car covered by insurance? What's the risk for a host to share their car to P2P car sharing platform?
Okay, so yes, for our eligible as a host, right? First thing is your car insurance have to be comprehensive. First thing, this is a part of a criteria. Second thing is all our so-called KYC process is actually help our host to reduce the risk. So I would like to mention that there is no 100% risk-free business, but all our step-by-steps or KYC process or our SOP, right, is basically helping our host to reduce or mitigate all the risks. So in short, right, if your car being part of our booking and it was being identified into accident, minor accident or the scratches, right, basically our user will be responsible to repair it. So this is being charged back to the users, as we wanted to make sure that our users taking our host cars as like their own car as well. So this is the part that we wanted to ensure. And then the second part is, what is the risk, right? So to us, we have a so-called travel track for people to install a GPS into their car. So that actually is a free options. So for a frequent hosts who actually accept a lot of bookings, we encourage them to opt into our travel track, which is only with 180 ringgit of deposit. So they just pay the deposit and they get the GPS, which is able to be installed in their vehicle at any space. So it's not easy to be traceable to remove it, and I would say it's highly recommended to reduce the another 0.4% of the risk, because all our KYC process has been helping our host to reduce 99.5. With additional travel track, it actually reduced further 0.4, I would say. And the risk of 0.01 as a host is something that I think everyone can take it.
So, what's the difference between travel and traditional car rental? Normally, how long is the rental terms? Like what we say, because 就基本上在市场上有很多那个传统的租车服务，可能我们很多人会好奇，那我会需要去跟你们 travel 去租这个车，你是好跟外面那些 car rental 租？
其实Jackie 你带入一个很好的一个question， 就是什么差别呢？基本上差别就是在于，今天如果我是槟城人的话，今天我想到出租车的话，就是第一点我会想到就是飞机场吧，因为很多 traveler 或者是很多 car rental 公司都很集中在 airport， 因为他们都会想到说，基本上只有外地人或者是外国人才需要租车服务。其实这个是个很错误的观念，就是说基本上可能像我刚才讲的，我拥有一辆比较小辆的车，而我需要 family trip 的时候，我是需要一个比较大辆的车，所以这个市场是蛮大的。Then 第二点就是 gig economy 咯，就是基本上接下来2010年后，我不能讲2000年后啦，我讲2010年后的新生，基本上他们都是会比较倾向minimalist， 就是他们会简化他们的生活的消费，所以可能甚至很多人现在都不善于想要拥有屋子啊，或者是拥有车，对他们来说，他们只是需要去出国旅行还是什么，所以这个东西会慢慢的越来越接近的，就是大家的生活，所以我觉得这个市场是很大，第一点。然后第二点的话呢，就是car rental公司你会有很多的手续，然后它的点也是很集中，就是刚才我讲的，就是 airport 不了。所以如果是 compare 跟 travel 的话呢，就是 whoever as a host， 他就是他自己拥有的车嘛，就今天可能像我刚才跟你讲的Jackie 我跟你住在同一个地方的话呢 ，so 我不需要去到 airport 拿车，我只需要在我的手机订阅，就可以直接在你的那边，你收到 booking 过后，你 confirm 你 accept， 你就可以我就可以跟你提车了，是不是很方便？
听起来真的是一个很大的点在这里啊。那is this new concept going to be a new trend in Malaysia near future? How big is the market in 5 years? 因为我相信很多观众听了我们 Tammy 解释了一系列就是这个 travel 我们新兴的 B2B car sharing 这个 platform， 相信各位一定很好奇，那这个市场在马来西亚到底是多大？未来5年、10年，我们的这个市场份额率会去到多大？
可以。所以我可以讲回一点点的，就是像刚才我们说，在美国它已经差不多接近10年的一个市场，而它也已经慢慢的就是向外发展，就是它已经进入了欧洲，就是 Europe market。So where 同一个市场我们讲 Southeast Asia, right? So technically in Malaysia we have traveled and we also expanded into Indonesia market already. So which is similar kind of peer-to-peer car sharing is also blooming across other countries in Southeast Asia, such as Singapore and Australia. So in short, we are seeing a double fold of business coming in year over year, and we are being a very aggressive outlook for this peer-to-peer marketplace. So in short, right, it is actually beneficial for fellow Malaysia to participate in this, I would say, transformation, because your car is a liability. So how can you generate and offset the car? Just put into a scenario where today, in the month, you have 7 days of your car being booked and your car is practically free. Just by sharing 7 days, right? In the tenure of 6 to 7 years, right? Your car is generated the higher purchase installment by itself. And when the time you change to a new car, you can actually offset and get the money. It will become your next car or new dream car's deposit ready. So yeah, pretty much that is something that is very huge, and I would say it's a very upcoming trend. And those people who actually participate in Airbnb before or e-hailing platform before, right? They know how is the sharing economy, and it has been blooming way fast year over year since 2010 to now 2021. So again, I think one question I need to bring it back to the just now that you mentioned, what is the difference of the booking period, right, or a rental period compared to travel versus car rental. So technically, car rental, they may have a very stringent rules that you need to book like 3 to 4 days in order for you to eligible to rent their car, right? For travel, is practically you can book 24 hours. So as low as 24 hours and as long as a month. Very convenient. Yeah.
我相信各位观众听了我们这个凯尼的解释，相信各位今天一定受益良多啦。谢谢我们的这个 special sharing guest 凯尼为我们分享这个 B2B car sharing platform 在马来西亚的这个未来的趋势。Okay, now I would like to invite 2021 JCI Perai President Chief to give a short speech.
Good evening, Kenny, Organizing Chair Lady June, Moderator Jachin, and audience. First of all, I would like to thank Kenny for taking up the precious time to speak to us today on the travel P2P car sharing. So your informative sharing about this topic will indeed help a lot of car owner either at home to get a passive income. And thank you for the very insightful sharing. Evening to night focus on wide range of topic concerning to our community. From healthcare to business, we learned a lot of healthcare previously. So now we are learning to revive business during this pandemic. We as JCI members, JCI mission to provide development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. We believe by taking responsibility for our communities, we can create solution to the problem we see around us. So today's topic also is related to SDG goal number 8. The SDG promotes sustained economic growth, high level of productivity and technological innovation. Encouraging entrepreneurship and job creation are key to this as are effective measures. We are strongest when we cooperate together in the global community of enterprising youth and young leaders and international citizens. So stay tuned on our news, upcoming event and project at JCI Perai page. Last but not least, remember always to follow SOP and social distancing, wear masks all the time when we go out. So we need to keep healthy and take care of our family, friends, and everyone stay strong, stay healthy, and hope this pandemic will end soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny, for accepting our invitation to do this sharing. It is very interesting to learn that we can actually convert liability into asset. So I'm sure all of you are benefited from today's sharing, and me myself, I actually learned a lot today, and I hope you learn a lot today as well. If you enjoy watching videos like this, please let us know and we will try our best to arrange more sharing sessions like this. Kenny is actually a new member of JCI Perai, and we are indeed very proud that he was willing to step up and do this sharing for us. Thank you again, Kenny.
Thanks, June. Thank you.
Over to you, JQ.
a big thank you and a big hand to our sharing guest, Kenny, today. We have learned a lot about the ideas of converting legal liabilities into assets.
Sure. Thank you, JQ, and also thank you our organizing chair lady to actually invite me to this session. So to the fellow viewers, if you are interested to host your car and if you are needed to actually book a car for this current pandemic to perform your daily errands or travel in the district because you need to go to the clinic, feel free to click the link below to actually download the apps from iOS as well as the Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. So you may actually enjoy 50% discount from the very first trip. So before we end, I would like to share this video to everyone for you to have understanding about travel.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sharing guest, Kenny, and see you in the next session. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.